Yo, happy Tuesday. Chance Foxley in the chat. What are you talking about? We hit affiliate already? How does that even happen? That was easy. Is that legit? That's crazy. If that's legit. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm no expert when it comes to Twitch. Hang on, let me pump some of this music for myself in my ear because it's party time. Oh, baby. Ethan, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Electric in the chat. What is up, my friend? Dude, Chance Foxley subscribing at tier 1 right off the bat. How does that... I don't know how that works. Is it just that because I went live for that last time and everybody... I thought you have to like be approved and stuff. I am by no means a Twitch expert. Like, it's kind of new to me, but I'm trying to lean in hard. So I don't know how that happened, but that's amazing. And dude, Chance Foxley, first sub. Holy cow. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, my friend. That's rad. Holy moly. As you can see, we are looking at... sorry, I'm trying to like log in because I thought I was logged in, and then it's like I want to be able to drop stuff in the chat if I need to, and it's saying that I'm not logged in, so I want to do that. I am no Twitch expert, but I thought we were going to have to be like live for this whole thing before it would do what we needed it to do, but holy cow, here we are. That's sick. Okay, you can see we've got some goals that we're trying to hit. We got some subscription goals. We've got... Oh, geez. I'm like looking at my own stream. Oh, my gosh. I'm really flustered right now because I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, that's so sick. I love it. Yeah, we got we got subscriber goals. We've got some bit goals. We got all that stuff. So I'm sure you can see that. Just do your thing. I added some emotes and everything in there, so I'll be trying to hit that more, which will be really cool. But holy cow! Let me see here, dude. Hype train incoming. What the heck does that? What is that? Oh, you have a limited time to earn. Holy cow! Some exclusive. Here we go, dude. This is fun. Neato, guys. EOR in the chat. Hello there, Sir Robert Van Retro of Huntington. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, my friend. The Michael B. You made it on time for once, Michael B. And apparently affiliate happened. So here we are. That's what I'm talking about. Coming in, again, subscribed with Prime. Second subscriber in the history of this channel. The Michael B. Chance Foxley, first place. The Michael B. in second place. That is crazy. Redican, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's see. You should have gotten an email about it. You might want to check. First 10 subs get a founder badge. Get them while they're hot. And a hype train gets people limited time emotes and also pushes you up on the discovery page. Let's freaking go. Yeah, dude, I'll have to check the email. I do not remember seeing anything, so maybe somebody's pulling the strings. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna pause the music. I know we're hyped. We're getting hyped. We're gonna pause real quick. I do want to start the stream out. I do owe, and maybe this is ill timing, I do owe some apologies. If you're not a part of my Discord, you should come join. But if you are a part of my Discord, then you know today some things went down in general chat that were kind of tough. And I just, if you were there and you experienced it, I'm sorry for whatever long-term effects it's going to have on you. But for those of you who weren't there, look, if you've never experienced the Wendy's training videos, then you're missing out, guys. You're missing out. All I have to say is Hot Drinks. Hot Drinks is a banger. No apologies for that one. If you don't know about Hot Drinks, I don't know what to tell you. And the chili, serving chili and the cheese. Oh my gosh. I will say, I don't have any hot drinks with me today. I have a cold drink. So we're gonna pop this one. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to the Retro Hunters community. This is Buck Wild. All right. Dude, we got to do some shout outs real quick. And then we will get into building that friggin' Game Boy. Let's see. We want to do a couple of shout outs. I think we might have hit some of these earlier, but we're going to hit them again. Shout out to Redikin for following over on Twitch. Shout out to my boy, your friend, my friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Caffeine and Consoles over here on Twitch. We're also going to give a little bit of a shout out to Midnight, the magical Midnight Mike 76. Electric says there shouldn't be an apology, but a celebration. Those videos are awesome. Dude, I know. They're so good. They're like, if you've never seen them, I don't think we could watch them. I don't know if we would get like a strike for watching them here. I'll have to look into that. Maybe we'll watch them next week. If I can, we'll take a look at it, and if it's cool, like that we can, then maybe we'll watch them next week because they're so good. They're so good. Oh my gosh, they're so funny. Michael B says you should DM Jake Dies Again. I don't think he's on Discord. Speaking of, little shout out to Jake Dies Again, following over here on Twitch. He's gonna be here. He'll pop in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna pop in here. Let's see, chances. I think you can. I'm pretty sure they're not copyrighted. Oh dang. Okay, that'll be a fun thing for next week. Speaking of, shout out again, Chance Foxley, #1 first subscriber, big supporter, founder. There you go. Dude, freaking there he is. Jake Dies Again in the chat. What's up, dude? Jake, we started the stream and it's already affiliate. I don't know what to tell you, but we got the hype train going. We've already got people subscribing. Still a couple of a couple of founders badges left to snag. So if you want them, come and get them. And then, of course, big shout out and thank you to Michael B for that Prime subscription. Thank you so much. Okay. Speaking of some shout outs, a couple more here. Subscribing over on YouTube, a couple of shout outs. Tony, Free Solo, I Am Castell, Maria Gatto, DJ Pythons, Exotics. What a name. DJ Pythons. Luis Solano, Digital Jedi Gaming. Stay tuned for more on that. Matrix Jailbreak, and maybe the greatest name, Slipknot Maggot 666 DW. So there it is. Now, one more shout out that I have to do today. This is a special one. Okay. This shout out, this is not even a shout out. This is like a feature right now. It goes to what I would say, somebody maybe who's like a pioneer. Oh, dude, Electric. Holy moly. Michael B gifting a tier 1 sub to Electric. What a man. What a man. What a mighty good man. Dude, Michael B, thank you, my friend. Holy moly. Here we go. This, not even a shout out. This is going to be more of a feature of somebody who they're like a pioneer, maybe, in the Lego building space. I got to show this to you guys because my friend and your friend, Electric, sent this to me. And this is by a little somebody that we're going to call Logan. Maybe a master builder is a way to put it. Okay, I'm over here trying to build a Lego Game Boy with instructions. Everything's planned out for me. Everything's laid out nice and easy. And I'm just trying to do that. And over here you have Logan. Young Logan. With this mock build. MOC, my own creation. This mock build of his own Lego Game Boy. A couple of features that we're gonna point out here. Number one, look at this D-pad. Okay, this is a custom-built D-pad with lots of small bricks. When you look at it, you might initially think it's like a cross piece. No, this is a custom-built D-pad. I love that. A couple of things. Look at the speaker grill down here at the bottom. Beautiful, wonderful. I love how that came together. You may also notice over here the game cart, the custom-built game cart, and the slot on top for it to click into. Holy dude. Logan, here's what I'm going to say, brother. If you happen to be watching this, that's awesome. Dude, keep building. That is sick. I love it. Dude, it's almost like a Miu Mini. You know, like one of those little, or like the Pixel little handhelds. Like, it's so sick, dude. So keep it up, my friend. I love that. That's really cool. Logan, thank you for sending that to me. I think it's pretty bonkers. Pretty bonkers. Dude, and I even love the red stud for like the power light, and up at the top it's got the little power switch that you can, oh wait, actually, okay, hang on. I think that actually is, I thought that was the power switch, but I think that's with the game cart in it and the top of it poking out. Oh, that's so sick. I love it. Dude, Logan, you're the man, brother. Thank you for sending that to me. Sick. All right, let's catch up on a little bit of chat here, and then we will get into building. This is, dude, I was like nervous going into this stream, and like, this is so cool. I love this so much. So, let's see. Holy cow. Wow, what a guy. Dude, Michael B gifting a tier 1 sub to Jake Dies again. What is happening right now? Ethan with the that's sick for the Game Boy. Love that. Michael B, got to get you guys those founder badges. Oh my gosh. And then Electra saying, yeah, that's the cart in it. You can take the cart out. Dude, it's... You know what's crazy? Is like, I remember when I was a kid trying to build stuff with Lego, and it always ended up being the same thing. Like some junky car, or like a house with like ridiculously multicolored bricks. Dude, I wasn't building nothing like this. Oh, so cool, man. Logan, you're awesome. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about before we jump in? I think I talked a little bit about this, but I finished, if you're part of the Game of the Month Club, for October, we were doing Real Monsters, Deadius on the Game Boy, and Silent Hill for the PS1. Some of us went hard into Deadius. Can't recommend it highly enough. I think it's really cool. 2, I finished Silent Hill, and if you've ever played through Silent Hill, hit me up in the Discord. I got the bad ending, and it made me mad. Like, it kind of made me mad. I'm trying to equate it to, it reminded me of like a bad, like a bad movie, the way that it ended. If you've ever got the bad ending, and I looked it up online, and I get that like the goal here is that the bad ending is supposed to motivate you to go back and like figure out how to get the good ending. But like, dude, as a dad, and the limited time and the amount of games I'm playing through right now, like, that I'm all enjoying, I just don't see myself going back to try to get any other ending. But man, I'm just put it this way. I really hope that Silent Hill 2 is better. I am looking forward to it. But there's that. And I did start, which I think this might have been recommended to me a long time ago by Chance. I started Parasite Eve. Hit me up in the chat, Chance. I feel like you recommended Parasite Eve a long time ago. I actually started it, and I'm like 6 hours in, and it's interesting. It's different. There's things about it that are kind of different from kind of the standard Squaresoft RPG fare, like the combat dynamics and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of interesting, but I'm having fun with it. And the story is interesting, compelling, even, I would say. So If you've never played Parasite Eve, that might be one to check out. It's really interesting. All right, let's see. Let me catch up with this chat. Chance says, gifted subs are not founders. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Jake says, I'm brand new to Twitch. No idea what a founder is, but it sounds important. I must have it. Chance has to go. Oh, you'll be watching on the phone. Congrats, Rob. Thank you, my friend. Hey, this, I have to give credit where credit is due. This is as much my victory, as much as, that sounds really weird to say it that way. As much as this is my victory, it is the victory of this community as well. And especially a special shout out to Chance Foxley, aka Marcone, who is my mod over on Discord, and also just the person that I can like bounce ideas off of, and that I can like ask questions about things that I don't know anything about, because he knows a lot about this platform and stuff. So big victory for Chance Foxley as well. Thank you, my friend, for all your help and your support. Couldn't do without you, my friend. So it's really, really cool. Let's see. Electric says, I'm like Jake, I have no idea how Twitch works. You know, we're all kind of in that boat. We're figuring it out. All right. Jake dies again. Michael B's heart is ginormous Rex. I love that. That's a great way to say it. All right, let me get this. I have a feeling it's going to work this time. Let me get the collab cam set up, and we're going to get into the end of this build. Okay? Now, you're not going to see the collab cam yet, so don't get excited, because I do have to like join it. So let me get it pulled up here. We'll get this bad boy going. I was playing some Monopoly Go, and that's what keeps popping up here. Let me close some tabs, y'all. Oh, there we go. Okay, now let's try it. Yeah. Wow. Let me make sure that this is all turned down. And then you guys can see my junky desk right now, because I have got stuff on it. Let's go ultra wide. And join. Go Gadget camera. Show it. Oh, baby. There we go. Let me pop it into the holder here. Whoops. Nope, not that. That. Crap. The one thing I'll say about the iPhone 17 that sometimes is a little bit frustrating is that camera button right there is like in that spot, and I always kind of want to hit it. There we go. Oh, man. Look at this desk. Jeez. Clean your room, kids. That's the goal. I mean, that's the lesson here. All right, let's get rid of the kludge. We need some space to work. You better work. Okay, if you remember, here's where we left off. You know what? Let me... I'm going to pull that audio down in my ear just a little bit. All right, if you remember, here's where we left off. I think we had worked on the contrast knob over here, and I think we're getting ready to put in the volume knob. If you haven't seen my newest video, it is a review of the Mod Retro Chromatic, and we talk about how back with the Gameboy, when the batteries would die, or they'd start to die, you'd have to turn that contrast knob way up to try to like get as much juice out of it. Maybe that was just a me thing. I remember doing that, but so yeah, me and that contrast knob, we have a lot of history. What can I say? Oh, dang. Redican coming in. Subscribed at tier 1. I think that's a founder badge for you, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. This is just buck wild, you guys. I don't even know. Like, I was trying to describe to my wife last night what, like, this whole scenario. And I'm like, all right, I'm almost an affiliate. And if I can just, I've hit all these numbers, and if I can just hit this last number, and I have all these, you know, all these people that are like being really supportive, and they're going to show up, and we're going to do this thing and stuff. And so like, and she's very supportive, but she's just not in this world at all. So I think a lot of it might have been Greek to her, but man, I mean, already to be able to tell her how this went is really, really cool. I don't know. I just love it. It's so cool. Thank you guys for being here and making this happen. Okay, so I think we're almost to the last bag. This was bag 4. Let me see if I can reduce that glare for you guys just a little bit. It's going to make me look a little darker, but that's okay. So last thing we got to do is build the volume knob, and we'll do that. Oh no, okay, so let's see. So actually they're wanting us to close up this side now with some of this stuff. Redican says, looking forward to watching the channel grow. I want to be a part of the journey. Dude, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Jeez Louise. That's really cool. Man, you guys are you guys are too good to me, man. I don't take it for granted that we're here and we're hanging out, and that you guys keep showing up. So I really appreciate it. That's so cool. Michael B says my wife is the same way. Yeah, dude. All right, this piece looks like we're gonna pop that in there. Oh, and you can see. I mean, look at the front of that coming together. Oh man, that's really nice. Yeah, it's super cool because it's one of those things where, yeah, I think a lot of the nuances of what this journey looks like is kind of, you know, if you're not in the details of it, then when you try to describe it to somebody, like, it can be a little difficult. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't all make sense at times and stuff like that. And so, yeah, but in the midst of that, still you know, her being so supportive and listening to me vent about things or dream about things, or, you know, just ideas that I have and stuff is, I don't know, it's just super cool. And, so yeah, to be able to tell her how this stream went is going to be really, really cool. I love that. Let's see. Electric says, wait, Jake says 5 minutes before the stream. Babe, can you watch Nash? Why? The boys are on. Dude, which, by the way, dude, Nash. Oh, that's so sick. Oh my gosh. Dude, I think we just closed up the body. Look at that. I mean, these are going to be some extra pieces. We'll throw these over here. That's our brick separator. But I think we're kind of there. Look at this thing. Now, of course, we'll do some stuff with the screen and kind of closing that stuff up. But I mean, that's the thing, dude. That's pretty sweet. All right. Oh, and then bag 5. It looks like bag 5 is actually just going to be the stand. So let me grab my box down. And there's our bag 5. Let's see. Electric says, yeah, same. Wife was in tears when I showed her the DM about the Game Boy picture. This world is foreign to her, but touched about knowing the build of Logan. Oh, dude, that's so cool, man. Oh, jeez. I love that. That's rad. Yeah, dude, hey, I hope Logan sees this. And, dude, Logan, if you're still watching, dude, if you're still here, it was sick, dude. I love that. Keep doing it. Keep being creative. Keep building stuff. Keep finding those hobbies that you like. It's like, it's one of those things that I talked about in my gaming is childish video, but like, man, find those things that you just think are so cool and that bring you joy, and like, just love them, dude. Just love them and do them, because it's so easy to like forget about those things or give up on them, or especially as you get a little bit older, it's really easy to like kind of compromise a little bit of who you are because you want somebody to accept you. Like, I even remember in high school, man, like going all through like elementary school and junior high, I was like a really big Star Wars fan, like to the point where it was like kind of defining. It was like kind of defining of who I was. And I remember like this sort of like active distancing in high school in hopes that like people would, I don't know, man, just maybe it's like stuff I talked about in that video, like maybe take me more seriously, or like maybe see me as like cooler, quote unquote, as what it meant to be accepted by people at that time. And like now I look back and I'm like, dude, I didn't need to compromise any of that. You know, it's like if people didn't like me for who I was and the things that I was into, then, and like literally 0% of those people are in my life now. You know what I mean? And so it's like, just find the stuff that you love, find the stuff that brings you joy, find the things that you're passionate about, and then just lean into them, dude, and enjoy them and share them with people. Find your community, find those other people that are into those cool things that you are too. And those are your people, man. And like, it's so cool. It's so cool. I love it. Do it. Let's see. Jake says, then I just got an eye roll, and can you believe that? Dude. Honestly, though, like, the boys, we're hanging out here, and we're building Lego. It's not like you're out, you know, like out on the town, or like out at the golf course. You know, you're here with us, with the nerds, and you're doing cool things. It's wholesome entertainment. Let's see. Michael B says, does anyone know if someone can still sub after being gifted a sub to get a founder badge? I don't want to ruin anyone's chances of doing so. Dude, I don't know that. Digital Jedi. It's life lessons, man. I feel the same way. Dude, Digital Jedi in the chat. What's up, my friend? We gave you a shout out a little bit earlier. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. I didn't tell people anything. I just said, little shout out to Digital Jedi Gaming and stay tuned. That's all I said. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Michael B says, high school is like a small world that you think is all that it is, and then the real gigantic world opens up. Yeah, dude. I remember, like, and I don't want to throw any shade. Like, if you're here and you're in high school right now or whatever, like, I don't want to throw any shade at you. This is like a 41 going on 42-year-old man ranting on Twitch right now. So take it for what it's worth. We're building the stand right now. I remember, dude, like being at high school graduation, and even now I kind of work in the education environment, so I'm present for graduations, put it that way. And oh, that's the stand. That was it. We just built it that fast. Okay, so we got the little port, we got our stand here, and then this guy is just gonna go right in there. Oh, baby. Okay, so we have, hang on. So we're getting ready, I think, to build our Link's Awakening cart, but we've got our Mario Land cart. Here, let's move these dudes over. We've got too many retro, as Tech Dweeb would say, we have too many retro doodads. Look at that. Oh, baby. All right, and now I think we're going to build our Link's Awakening, and I think it will be completed. Anyway, but I'm at these graduations, and I just, I hear these people saying, like, oh man, we've experienced so much, and these were some of the best years of our lives. And I'm like, you have no idea. Honestly, and even in 5 years from now, you are going to be a completely different person. You are going to probably have a completely different worldview. And I pray, I hope and pray that those aren't the best years of your life. Because I can say with confidence that being a kid was awesome. Like, I have no complaints when it comes to being a kid. It was great. Yeah, everybody had struggles and all that kind of stuff. Some more than others, not to discount whatever your childhood was like, but it was fine. It was great. High school was whatever. Like, I didn't really like high school. I don't look back on it fondly. And I definitely don't look at it as like, oh man, those were the best years. Like, Like when you see in movies where people are like, oh man, if I could just, like Uncle Rico, he's like, if I could just go back and coach would put me in, we'd be state champions. I'm like, I couldn't wait. I could not wait to get out of there. And I don't know. I guess, what am I trying to say here? Dude, there's things about getting older that kind of sucks, you know? But there's so much about growing up and getting older that's awesome. You know what I mean? And so, all that to say that, like, you know, you have your whole life ahead of you. You got a lot of cool experiences coming your way. It's gonna be awesome. Like Michael, that's what it was. Like Michael B said, it's a small world. And when the whole gigantic world opens up, oh baby, get ready. Digital Jedi says, I have a teenager who I'm trying to get to understand that now. And he just grunts at me. And dude, are you kidding me? That's the thing. Like, when we were that age and our parents would try to tell us stuff and we'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I remember thinking about my parents when they were 40s. Like, they were so old. Oh my gosh, they were so old to me. And like, the idea of them having any sort of an adult life was like so like, oh, weird or whatever, you know what I mean? And now that I'm that age, I'm like, oh, they weren't that old. They're cool. They were cool. All right, hang on. This part of the build is being weird to me. Okay, so that goes there. And then that goes like that. Oh, okay, and then this does. Okay, that does line up. Something for a second there was looking like it wasn't going to line up. Let me see. This goes there. This guy goes here. And then we've got... Okay, so then they're saying take this and add... Looks like I'm missing a stud. That's all right. I think I have one here. Yeah, I got one here I can use. Let me see here. Redican says, how's that new RP5? Dude, honestly, it's awesome. It is really awesome. Honestly, I have no complaints about it. Yeah, I have no complaints about it. It is so good. Like the way, you know, I'm going to adjust this a little bit just so I get a little more camera here. Yeah, dude, I have no complaints about it. It plays everything so great. I finished playing Silent Hill on that. I'm playing Parasite Eve right now on it. And I'm looking forward to some of the like Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4, I think are on PS2, if I remember. And so just seeing how those are going to run is going to be, it's going to be so good. I love it so much. So yeah, it's been really good. I like it. It's good. And dude, and then the stuff with Game Hub, like I'm playing through Feyland, which is an indie game that I don't think it's still in early access. Like it's not officially released yet, I don't think, but it's an indie game that I think I saw it on X. I saw the developer posting about it, and I just immediately fell in love with the vibe and the art style of it. And so then I went and got it on Steam, and I bought it on Steam and then pulled it over to Game Hub. And so now I'm playing it on the RP5, and it's great, dude. The one thing I will say, and I even let him know today on X, I was like, hey, it's running good on the RP5, but whenever there's like water on the screen, the frame rate dips. But, and this is a shout out to my boy Frodo over in the Discord, who I just have to say, I don't know if Frodo's watching, but dude, he's been DMing me like a bunch of stuff, and we've been talking back and forth about music. And our music taste is like, dude, so locked in. So Frodo, if you see this, I don't know if you're here, but if you see this, I really appreciate it. But he sent me a video from Ryan Retro, who showed, so shout out to Ryan Retro, who showed how to change some of the settings to like increase the frame rate by like sometimes double, triple, something like that. And it worked. And so even the parts now that have the water they're still getting a little bit of a frame dip, but it's like very playable. Like it's so cool. So yeah, dude, I'm really enjoying it. Let's see. Let me catch up with this chat over here. Electric says, here's the boomer on a soapbox. I'm kidding. Totally agree with you. There's life past high school and college. Heck yeah, dude. Michael B says, I'm so glad I didn't peak in high school. At least I don't think I did. Yeah, dude, for sure. Absolutely. Electric says, I was an idiot in high school. Now I'm more of a mature idiot. Dude, we all are. That's how it goes. I love that. Jake says, oh, I work with teenagers and I just turned 30. And you would think I'm headed to a nursing home in their eyes. They threw me a surprise party and got me a cane, dentures, and an AARP card. They've been calling me Unk since my birthday. Dude, that's so sick. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay. We'll get caught up on the chat again. But you know what time it is. It's sticker time. And this always goes really bad. So I'm feeling it this time though. I'm in the zone. Feel like I got this bad boy locked in. Ooh, look at that. I feel like that was pretty good. Look at that. Look at those borders. It's not too bad. My boy Link, he owes me a thank you for that. All right, we're going to pop on our header right there. We're going to pop on our sides like that and like that. And our topper right there. Whoops. Right there. We want it to be a little bit over like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a Link's Awakening. And she's a beauty. Oh, dang. And now we're just being told to slide her on in. Oh, man. Where's my screens? We gotta get our screens in here. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Lego Game Boy. Built to perfection minus the 3D screens. Where'd those go? Not in there. Well, I'm sure they're around. You know, sometimes they get misplaced. That happens. There it is, dude. Oh, they're in there. Duh, they're in the holder where they should be as a responsible Game Boy owner. All right, so we've got the Super Mario Land, which I feel like I'm pretty partial to. I think I might go with this one. We've got the Link's Awakening, which this one is really beautiful. I wish it had more movement to it, but it's still pretty cool. And then we've got the Nintendo, which this one is actually pretty iconic too. I feel like this might be... It's like, honestly, when somebody picks it up and messes with it, you want them to have that feeling of like classic Game Boy, and I feel like either one of these is probably the way to go. I think I'm going to go with the Super Mario Land. So apparently we take off this back piece, we fold that down, and then we drop that guy in there, close it, we close this like so. We pop in our Super Mario Land, we hit that power, and boom, we're playing Mario. Dude, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lego Game Boy. I do have to say, a great build. Part of it, I mean, I'm always going to remember it because this is the build that we were doing when all of this happened, so that's pretty sweet. But all that to be said, it is such a cool build. There it is next to the Mod Retro Chromatic for your size. Pretty dang sweet. Chance Foxley is saying, let's see, he made it to work. Oh, he's alive. Thank goodness. As for high school, I miss those years, but I don't miss high school. I hear you. Michael B, I believe so. There may be a way to extend your sub to get the badge. Okay, yeah, we can figure that out. We'll talk about that. And then, all right, got to head in to get tortured for the rest of the day. Y'all have fun. Oh, man. Thanks again, my brother. Go get him. Go get him. All right, there it is. The Lego Game Boy by Lego. All right, we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time to hang out. Let me get this cord out of the way because it's looking funky. All right, let me catch up on this chat a little bit. Let's see. There's Jake talking about the ARP card. Jake says all Buster fans peaked in high school. You shut your mouth. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't if you weren't there for Retro Survivor, Jake Dies Again. Great idea for a show. Season 1 wrapped up yesterday. I don't want to spoil it for you. I feel like it probably will be easily spoiled if you try to go watch it, but you should still go watch it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's just say the finale, it came down to Kirby's Dream Course and Buster Bust Loose. And it was a fight to the finish. And, you know, they always say, may the best man win. That's what they say. All right, let's see here. Digital Jedi says, what's your favorite console to emulate on the RP5? Okay. Oh, you know, let me grab it, dude. It's like right here. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know what? And since we got the collab cam going, why not? Here we go. I have not plugged this guy in and actually tried streaming from it. Maybe that's something we can take a look at next week. Like when I just plugged it in, it didn't immediately get recognized. So I'm wondering if there's like a special setting I have to do, but here it is. I would say my favorite one to emulate on it is probably, here, let's change the camera. There we go. That's nice. It has really been, I think, PS1. And here's the deal. It'll do PS1 no problem. And again, for people who've been hanging out with me, you know that I'm not like an emulation expert. I don't know all the stats and all that kind of stuff. That's not going to be my wheelhouse. But it'll run up to like it's running PS2 like no problem, like even like upscaling it and stuff like that. GameCube, again, no problem. But I really have been enjoying PS1, and I'll tell you why. I do have some fond memories of the PS1. I didn't own one, but I had some buddies who had them, and so I would get these little tastes of playing the PlayStation back in the day, and would be able to slowly work my way through some games that they owned, but I never actually had it. And so being able to like go play Silent Hill, the first Silent Hill, was a big deal. Never got to play that back in the day. Things that I'm looking, and like Parasite Eve, things that I'm looking forward to playing through on the PS1 emulation specifically. I want to go back and do some of the Resident Evil games. So like Resident Evil 1 and 2, I've actually completely played through, but it's been a hot minute. And there was so many RPGs on the PS1 that I just totally missed back in the day because I just didn't have the time. I couldn't invest the time. Metal Gear Solid, the original Metal Gear Solid, played through that all the way in the past and really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to do that again. It's probably been 20 years since I've done that. So that'll be really cool. So yeah, PS1 probably right now. But also the PS2 library. I had a PS2 for a hot minute, and so I do have some fond memories of the PS2 also. And to revisit some of that stuff, I think is really cool. And then just the Game Hub stuff, dude. I love being able to play my Steam library on here. Like I said, let's open it up. Like I said, Phaland right now, I'm really enjoying that. It's an interesting, like it's kind of Silk Song-y, but not as like intense and very fantasy based. I don't know. It's just cool. I've been enjoying it. So let me see what else we got here. Ethan, Ace of Spades says, I keep seeing good things about the Thor. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep my wallet closed for too long. Dude, that's intense. I thought about the Thor for a hot minute, and I could not pull the trigger on it. But that's intense, dude. If you go for the Thor, good on you, brother. And then, dude, Retroid today dropping on X and on YouTube, I think, a little announcement thing saying like the future is coming or something like that. So a lot of people are speculating, is it the announcement of the Pocket 6? There's a lot of people who think they're going to jump on the dual screen bandwagon. And like, is that going to be, are they going to announce basically like a dual screen device to kind of go along with what everybody seems to be doing right now? So hard to know. It's also one of those things too, where I feel like as these machines, like we're coming to it's like the what is it? Is it like the event horizon or whatever? Like we're coming to that point where there's going to be diminishing returns on what these things can do. You know what I mean? It's like you can own it. It's quickly catching up to like modern gen. And so at a certain point, what else are they going to be able to do? You know, like I think it was Tech Dweeb put out a video about the future of emulation. And I didn't get to finish it, so I don't know what everybody said. But there is a part of me that's like, it's only going to get better and it's only going to get more powerful and accurate. But in some ways, I think the real innovation of it is going to be approachability, maybe, rather than pushing boundaries or pushing power, because at the end of the day, it's catching up very fast. And so for me, the big hurdle that I can see is, and again, I talked about this in my review of the mod Retro Chromatic, which is live on the channel right now. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. One of the things that's amazing about this is, even for my 8-year-old who doesn't have any context for these devices, she picks this up, clicks it on, and she knows how it works. And immediately she's jumping into the game. She's playing Tetris. She's playing Gravitorque, which is her favorite one that Mod Retro sent over. And so the approachability of this is so easy, where things like the RP5, when you get it working, it's amazing. And what it can do is just mind-blowing. But the approachability of it can be tough. Like what it takes to actually make this thing work and get your ROMs running, and even like adding ROMs and getting your emulators set up correctly, and then tweaking settings to make things look right. Like it is, once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes easy. But that hurdle to entry, that barrier to entry it can be daunting for people. And so I wonder if that is the future, is finding ways to make it more approachable for, I was going to use the term layperson, but that might be the wrong phrase. Like just making it more approachable to everybody, so everybody can kind of jump in and get started with it and experience the goodness of it. You know what I mean? Like, and again, that's something I'm always talking about on this channel, is accessibility. I wonder if that's the future, is making it even more accessible. And you're even seeing that with like prices coming down. You know, some of the stuff that's getting announced that can like now, I just saw one today. I don't remember which device it was, but it's like a sub $100 clamshell that I think said it could emulate up to PS2. That's crazy, dude. Like that's pretty affordable for almost everybody. So I love that. Let me get caught up here on this chat. EOR says, I beat Silk Song on Saturday, by the way. What an incredible game. Dude, I need to get caught up. I'm so far behind on Silk Song. I'm not even close to finishing it. I found out how big the map is, and I'm like, dude, I have so far to go. Oh my gosh. Did this fall down? I don't remember laying that down. Here, let's put this front and center like that. I love that. Let's see. Michael B says, Chance Fockley, do you know if people get gifted subs? Oh, okay, yeah, you guys talked about that. Digital Jedi says, the white is so clean. How do you like the Ergo? Here's what I'll say. Out of the machines that I own, this one, This one maybe has given me the most hand fatigue, if I'm thinking about it. I know that with the reviews of the RG Slide, there was a lot of talk about the weight and there's a lot of talk about the weight and how fatiguing this one would be with the bumpers and stuff like that. I never really experienced it with this guy as much. And then things like the chromatic, things like the 35XXH, I really didn't find that it was like hurting my hands too much. With this guy, part of it is the amount of hours that I've put into it in the last couple of weeks. That's probably part of it. And I am playing more newer gen stuff, so I'm using a lot more of like the bumpers and triggers and stuff like that. So that's probably part of it. But you know, I probably put recently, I think I put like 3 straight hours into Parasite Eve, and like I was good to go, dude. So I say that it maybe has given me the most hand fatigue out of all of that I've owned, but it's still not that bad, I guess is the way I would put it. It's pretty comfortable. And dude, the weight of it, the weight and the size is so good. Like I said when I first unboxed it, it's smaller than I thought. Like if you see it next to the Slide, obviously the form factor is a little different, but it's like, it's almost like the Slide with just the controls on the side of it. You know what I mean? And so it was actually smaller than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be like about the size of a Nintendo Switch or closer to that, more comparable to that. And like even here, the 35XXH, like and people say that it's not pocketable. Again, I'm careful with this one, not like with the XXH or the 35. The 35 I'll like put in a back pocket. I'll sit on it. I'll like drive in the car with it in my back pocket, like no problem. This guy I'm more careful with. I actually have like a sling that I'll put it in with other like video production gear and stuff like that. But the rumors of it being not pocketable, I think, were greatly exaggerated. So let's see. Jedi says the chipset's powerful enough to run pretty much all of the Gen 6 upscaled. Can't wait for the Thor. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's going to be sick. Yeah, being able to upscale on this guy was really cool. The Slide could do a little bit of it, but like when you're hitting PS2 and stuff, in some ways I was having to like underclock some stuff and adjust to make that work. So Electric says, not a big handheld guy, but the Ambernic RGDS has piqued my interest. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's some interesting stuff that's starting to hit, and the price is not too bad for what it is and what it can do, which is pretty cool. Again, the accessibility, I think, is starting to become a little bit more of the key here. Ethan says, yeah, when I first got my first Linux emulator, the question was, can it run Yoshi's Island? Now we're just playing PC games and it's wild. Yeah, dude, Yoshi's Island was like putting it through the paces. It was like sweating over here. Ugh. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how far this stuff has come in just a short amount of time, dude, that as kids, this was the peak of handheld gaming. In our lifetime, this didn't exist. Then this was the peak of handheld gaming. And now, here we are. And this guy isn't even the peak. I would just say that like budget versus power wise, this is a wise way to go. But like, if you're talking power, this is not even close to the peak. It's crazy. It's crazy how far and how fast things have moved in a relatively short amount of time. You know what I mean? Jedi says, great point. Also, the power of these devices is outpacing the capabilities of Android gaming. Yep, there you go. Electric says, my biggest holdup on these next-gen retro handhelds, the simplicity of putting a cartridge or a disc into a system is an old habit that's hard to break for me. Yes, dude. I can see that, and I think that's why something like the Chromatic is so enticing to people. And like I talked about in the video, I mean, being able to just pop it out, pop in something you love, dude, and it just works. You know what I mean? And you're not having to tweak settings. You're not having to like do anything crazy. It's like, here we go. We're jumping in and we're going for it. It's just, yeah, dude, it's pretty special. So I totally get that. I totally understand that. Jedi says, do you have a 3D printer? There's great grips for that device. Dude, I don't. I have a buddy who is I've talked about this. I've talked about him a lot of times on this channel. My buddy Eric. In fact, the new video that I filmed while I was at the monastery this last weekend, on my way there, I was driving up the coast and it was like sunset and I'm like, dude, I'm just going to film something right now. And so I'm putting that together. Probably out by next week. But I mentioned my buddy Eric in that video. But he actually has a 3D printer. And if you've been around on the channel for a while, you know that he's my friend who did this number right here. So, needless to say, I've got a 3D print hookup that could probably, if I send him over the plans, he could make it happen. I was like this close. I was talking with him about it. Like, I want him to print me a full-size replica of the Star-Lord helmet that I could do for Halloween. I waited too long, so it's not going to happen this year, but I think that's probably in the future too. So I'm not a big 3D printer guy. I haven't really got into it and invested the time or the money into it, but it is cool to have a buddy who's like amazing at it. You know what I mean? So there you go. All right, my dudes. Well, we're pretty much at time. Before we go, again, I just want to say, man, thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for showing up and making this happen. This was just really wild. Really, really wild to see. Thanks to my new subscribers over here on Twitch. Like, I don't even know exactly how to pull them all up to see everything, but dude, Chance Foxley, Michael B, and then dude, Michael B gifting subs to Electric and to Jake. It's so cool. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, new video probably coming next week. I want to put a little bit more time. I think I need to film some like B-roll of some gaming stuff, but I want to do it in a cool way, kind of how I did with the newer chromatic video. I want to put a little more time into that. So I think that new video is going to be popping over on the YouTube channel probably next week. Yeah, dude, I think that's about it. Discord link. Make sure you come hang out over in the Discord and you can come play with us through some of the Game of the Month stuff. Shout out to the patrons, Chance Foxley, Owen Toast, JB Doll, and my boy Garrett. Thank you guys so much for your support. And guys, here we go, dude. Over here on Twitch. It's just the beginning, babies. I love it. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Stay rad. Go get them. I'll see you soon.